Oh my God, look, look, look. Hey, boys and girls. It's David Coverdale here with a new unboxing, 50th anniversary special gold edition of the Purple album, because it's pretty special, and I'm going to have to use my Michael Caine glasses. Cheers. Not a lot of people know that, but so I can read what's going on here. So, look, beautifully done. Gold, purple, look. I'll be putting rabbits out my arse any second. Lovely. Check this thing out. 'Tis a thing of beauty, so it is. Look at this. Look, 'tis a thing of beauty. I'm thrilled, mind-blowing to think it's been 50 years. Anyway, shall we start with this as I unsheath the beast? Let's have a look. Where are we here? Once again, remarkable artwork from the incredibly creative international hooligan Hugh Gilmore in London, who's also the magical A&R guy for us. Look at this guy. How pretty is that? So proud of all the musicians digging back into this album with my new audio team and digging deep into the recordings, finding extraordinary things by these extraordinary musicians. And of course, the beautiful Michael Devin is featured on this. We have all kinds of fun and games for you. Yeah, so it's gold vinyl, as we say, celebrate. Oh gosh, I haven't seen it yet. This is, some of you know the story now, that we found earlier this year, while we were doing this project, the most incredible heavenly validation of it was finding a trunk of my mum's personal possessions, which I didn't know that I had. So we've had them in storage for like 30 years. And in there, it's like my original lyrics from those early Purple days. This is the Stormbringer lyric, and Hugh has been amazing tying this to the vinyl, which, as you can see, is beyond sexy. Oh, but yeah, so it's the best quality that you can do. So we were absolutely thrilled with that. So let's have a look at this other thing. That's the vinyl. You know, a lot of our vinyl fans, and we sell every piece of vinyl we do, but they don't get all the special stuff. It'd be like 6 pieces of vinyl, if not more. So do apologize. But we have it already available right now on digital, on iTunes. I got mine last night. Oh, just another little bit of Irish. Middleton double vintage. Thank you. From the nipples of angels. Okay. Right, here we go. This is the CD, DVD. And it's so exciting to me. The mix is extraordinary. Burn, of course, sizzles. One immense part of the new dynamic of the mix is the fact that Derek Sherinian, while we were on tour, Derek Sherinian recorded the most insane Hammond organ, which we were missing desperately from the original version of that dynamic. And he does not only himself proud, but does us proud. Some of the band actually haven't even heard this, so I'm thrilled and excited for them to hear. So far, you've had the Burn video, Lay Down, Stay Down, which I think is just kick-ass. And of course, recently, we had the pleasure of working with the Hook City Strings, a string quartet from the Reno Philharmonic, 2 violins, a viola and cello, arranged by the remarkable Jeff DePaoli, who we will definitely be working together again soon. So some of you have already seen the version with Joel and I on the string quartet. We have another one in 2 weeks, which will be black and white, directed by Payton Murphy, my head of video creativity. And he's done a beautiful black and white version with just me singing with the Hook City Strings. We'll be introducing that to you, but it's already featured on here. Purple Snake, our Brazilian hooligan, has got fabulous new things all over here. There's just a bunch of new. But really, one of the things I wanted to bring your attention to, I had the greatest pleasure as a kid working with superb musicians. From what people told me, my talent was older than I was. So I was very honored to be working with musicians who were slightly older than I, slightly. And I was working with a group, we called ourselves the Fabulosa Brothers. Alan Fernley, Otti McLaughlin, Ray Johns, Mark Bogie and Merv Jones. Beautiful musicians, beautiful guys. I'd been in touch with Alan over the years and stuff, but hardly with the other guys. Just sent my love. Anyway, finding in my mother's personal belongings the tape of the Fabulosa Brothers, the demo tape that actually got me in the door for an audition with Deep Purple, was just finding treasure beyond. And thank you, Mum, for keeping everything so safe. It reconnected me with beautiful souls who I worked with over 50 years ago, beautiful players, and they were so generous in spirit and kindness for me to use these songs. And of course, I'm highlighting this stuff because it's amazing for any of you aspiring singers. You can hear, my naivety, etc. You can also hear a big influence on me in those days was Steve Marriott from Small Faces. I just thought he was insane. And I can hear a bit of me in those. But it'll give you a clue what Ian Pace heard, and then they had copies made and sent to the other band. And I ended up getting the audition, and thank God I got the job. So this is on there. I didn't even know we still had this. So the only thing I can think is that I'd given my mum's address because once I joined Purple, I was basically no fixed abode for years, staying in hotels, going on tour. So everything was sent to my mum's. I had no idea. And she just wrapped it perfectly and put it in the attic until, boom, sadly losing her while I was working with Jimmy Page. So it's a work of love. And absolutely no comparisons to the original. This is in honor of that experience that I had. I'm unbelievably excited to be able to reintroduce this on this special anniversary, 50th anniversary. And my musicians, I think you will hear Tommy, just scorching through that with lots of big band stuff. There's a song called You Fool No One, which has just come out amazing. There's a middle piece that I'd written years ago. I never presented it to, but the idea was for Jeff Beck. It's scorchingly played by Joel and Reb. It's a great instrumental section called Itchy Fingers, and that was, I've said on here, in honor of Jeff Beck. There's, of course, if you remember, Sail Away. I wrote a lament for John Lord in the middle of that. That was because John's passing, and him asking me if I'd do something Purple related was the whole basis of putting this together back in 2014, 2015. So it literally is paying my respects. And initially, the original aspect of this album was going to be my farewell album. My wife was very, very supportive when I said, John's passed, I don't know what I should do. And she said, well, why don't, you've been talking about retiring. Why don't you do this as your thing? Go out as you came in, which I thought was quite magical. I spoke to the musicians, and everybody was down for it or whatever. And Doug Aldridge was very helpful at the beginning, and then Michael Devon came up to help me with some of the arrangements, and then Reb came in and Sean. So he was made a co-producer immediately. He did brought such an impact to the record. Everybody. And of course, some of these sessions, it was Joel's first thing. He'd come down. I hate the word audition, but he came in to, say hello and see what was going on because we were still looking for a second player. And some of the features on here are actually him sitting down and just jamming on them from what he heard. He's such an incendiary, incredible, unique musician, and he shines on this, as do all the guys. Chris Collier was the inspiration to remix. Tom Gordon and Alex Breckenridge, Payton Murphy, Aidan Melendez, Hugh Gilmore, Scott Hull mastering, Rhino, Roundhill, all these guys. Everybody's been so supportive and encouraging on this. All I can hope is that you guys love it as much as I do. It's kick-ass, and I thank Richie Blackmore, John Lord, Glenn Hughes, Ian Pace for giving me such an incredible opportunity all those years ago. God bless. Thank you.